Hey guys, this is Dan, and today with my dears. I'm saying my dears because I actually like John Deere, and we're talking about what it means to be an agricultural service technician, and we'll go into the details and see if I can answer a few of the questions that people may have, or maybe even point out a few items that you never knew about what it actually means to be in this business. Okay, here we are at the back end of a John Deere four-wheel drive and an airplane in the background, which is awesome. But we're looking at one of the main components that every tractor has, basically, more or less of these things, which we call SCVs, which stands for Selective Control Valves. As a matter of fact, these are electronic SCVs, so with a touch of a button, we're actually operating hydraulic flow and pressure on these. And what is very cool about this is we can automate functions. But the question is, what do you know about hydraulics? Hydraulic valves? As a matter of fact, what do we know about electronics? Well, part of being a technician is actually knowing how to drive these things as well. And did you know that these tractors can steer themselves by GPS? Because they can since years. You have to understand every single button in this thing, what it does, what it's supposed to do, and by chance explain it to a customer. How does this transmission work? What's this knobby for? Understand the screen, the display. There's lots of functions hidden in here, not even getting into the GPS. So ask yourself, what do you know about equipment? What is there for farmers to choose from to put crop on the field, or to take it off, or to take care of the cows, or to take care of the farm itself? There's so much equipment that you may not even think of. And we gotta know all of it, and how to operate it, and how to fix it. How does a four-wheel drive work? What is it there for? What does it do? What do you know about combines? How do you set it up? What does it do? How does it drive? How does it work? How do you set it up with the customer? What do you know about CAN bus systems? What do you know about GPS, Global Positioning System? And you think you know one machine, and then here comes another. Look at this one, for example. John Deere S690. Okay, look at the controls of this thing. Now look at this girl. This is an old John Deere combine. Quite a bit different. We still gotta know how to drive it, set it, operate it, repair it. Here's a New Holland. Gotta know how it works, drives, and gets repaired as well. Not all the time, but we do get the odd equipment from other manufacturers. What about this one? Where the heck is the cab on that? Oh, it doesn't have one. It's a pull-type combine. What the heck is a pull-type combine? Well, you have a tractor in front of it. How do you run it? How do you set it? How do you explain it to the customer who just bought the machine? Even though it's old, they're still being sold and used. And what the heck is this thing? An eagle ditcher. I have no idea what that is. Never looked at one. But if I have to work on it, I have to read up about it, and I gotta understand it, fix it, set it up. Now what is this? This is what we call a round baler. As a matter of fact, John Deere's new 569. And I gotta know how to set it up. I gotta know how to take it into the field with a tractor in front of it, hook it up, set it up, and make a bale. So pick up straw, hay, or silage, it puts it into a round bale, put some net wrap or twine around it to keep it all together, spit it out, and do over. I gotta operate this as technician. Okay, here we have a John Deere 6170M tractor with a loader attached to it, and more equipment yet. The loader H380 is another separate piece of equipment. As a matter of fact, even this, the grapple, separate piece of equipment, different model. the bucket, different model. Know everything about it. Hydraulics, ratios, pressure, everything you can think of. Okay, we have to be able to do diagnostics and recognize problems just by looking at them. I see the drawbar is wrong on this. It's too far out. What do you know about these things? It's a John Deere sprayer. Gotta know how to drive it, operate it, fix it. And yeah, we actually do have to be a little bit of a farmer and understand straw and hay and when to bale and when not to bale and how to set your combine and how to diagnose why things don't go the way they should. So why are we on a forklift? Because my headphones just fell on the floor, but that's okay. Because this is part of our job as well. We need to lift, tie down, and hold and take apart things, heavy things, with something like this, even move equipment. And of course, you'll need tools as technicians. And in ag, $20,000 are spent rather quickly to have everything you need. Let's say you go on service call. Yeah. This bad boy set me back $50,000, box and tools included. Alright, and you need to be a little bit of an IT guy, as you need to download and install software and go on websites and find your way through links and supports and look up books, manuals, find repair procedures. You need to be a little bit of a parts guy, look up parts, order parts, find the right numbers, the right amount of parts, and it's just so much. You also need to know old machinery. You also need to know all of the new machinery. You know how to take a cab apart and wiring, and how to fix wiring, how to make wiring, harnesses, complete harnesses, how to do body repair. You need to know how to overhaul a planetary, knuckle housing, bearings, drive shaft, and yokes. You need to know everything about gearboxes and gear backlash. You need to know how to split a tractor. A whole tractor. You also need to know how to overhaul a transmission. Get right in there and get her fixed. You need to know everything about clutches. Wet clutches, perma clutches, dry clutches, double clutches, single clutches, PTO clutches, transmission clutches, planetary clutches, clutch clutches, and so on. You need to know how a starter works. You need to know everything about turbos, variable and fixed geometry, engines anywhere from mechanical fuel to electronic fuel systems. How does an alternator work? What's a DPF? What's a high pressure common rail system? You need to know how to do welding and manufacturing. Sometimes you're making your own tools or supports. Well, and sometimes you gotta go on the road. And then there's not just ag. There are knowing about plows, lawn and garden, zero turns, lawnmowers, push mowers, snow blowers, utility tractors and their attachments, skid steers, non-John Deere attachments, non-John Deere equipment, and sports utility. Okay, so here we are. I've given you some insight of what this job is all about, and this is just being a technician. And again, a little summary here. As technician, you got to be parts man, you got to be the road guy, you got to be in the shop, you got to be out the shop, you got to be a little bit of a truck driver, a little bit of an IT guy, and then some. Now this is all very, very basic still, although it seems complex, but it's basic. There is much more to it once you're in the business and once you put all your effort in and you want to be part of all of it. And it can be extremely rewarding, but it can also be very stressful and frustrating at times. But once you learn how to make the difference and how to make the best of the job, it is very, very good to be a technician. And having the respect from the customer and having the respect from your bosses is also very rewarding. I haven't gotten into the troubleshooting yet, troubleshooting of all the systems I've mentioned, and then some. There's much more to it. Troubleshooting over the phone, easy things such as your spelling, your conversing with customers, all of that is extremely important. And once you get into the job, you'll recognize that it is probably one of the hardest. There is heavy duty, there is oil field, many more jobs, but I think this one here is the most versatile, the most challenging. I have only known agriculture and automotive, trust me, is no comparison. I would give my cat the job of an automotive technician. This, not so much. But anyway, I'm off. See you guys.